And
Whoa!
we're back. Reality Redemption.
Let's get this party started.
Oh, God. I need some live music.
I know, right? We're going through withdrawals.
Yeah. I got tickets to go see Corey Taylor in Phoenix. Corey Taylor from Slipknot.
I was just gonna ask, who is that? Because I don't know.
Corey Taylor, Stone Sour.
No, I'm not a Slipknot fan. I've heard of Slipknot, but yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. Concerts are going to come back. Although in Kingman, it looks like everything's over with. Picked up some of the Charlie's Rustic Pizza over at the Harley place.
Yeah, there's no COVID. Hey, don't y'all know that, there's no COVID in Kingman anymore? Kingman has this bubble around it where COVID can't get in. Disclaimer, I am totally full of shit right now, but that's what it appears is going on. Okay, folks?
Yeah, so we got our Charlie's Rustic Pizza, and I don't know if they'll like this episode too much, though. And we got our Ska Brewing beer, more Pink Vapor and Modus Mandarina. They gave us a shout out on our social media, on our Instagram.
Because we gave them a shout out. Because their beer's awesome.
Yeah. You know what else I got a shout from this week? I got a shout from Opie, formerly of the Opie and Anthony Show.
What?
Yeah, on this podcast.
Seriously?
He was live streaming. And I was like, what's up, Ope? And he said, hey, what's going on?
Oh, I was like, you had me thinking, I was like, he actually listened to us?
No. I mean, Howard and Robin listen to us, but I don't think Opie does. Hey, we're just one of 850,000 podcasts.
I know. Everybody has a podcast.
Yeah.
I'm in it for the therapy, so I'm like, yeah, whatever happens. At least I feel better.
Well, be sure to download us and follow us on social media, Reality Redemption on Facebook and Instagram.
Oh, yeah, do that.
Yeah, download. So we're up to 27 countries now.
Woohoo! Are any of them in the Mediterranean?
I don't know.
Like
name a country there.
France.
France?
Yeah.
France, yeah.
France, Italy,
yep.
Croatia.
I think Croatia's on there.
Slovenia.
Yes.
Where Melania's from.
Yes, there's one from there.
Okay.
Maybe it's Melania.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe she went home and listened to us. Used to make fun of our husband quite a bit.
Right.
We haven't even said that name in 3 episodes.
And it feels so good to not say it.
All right, so big news this week. And what started off, we went to the Black Lives Matter protest here in Kingman last June. We started the podcast a week later.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so the whole George Floyd thing. Well, Derek Chauvin
is guilty.
Found
guilty. And guilty.
Found
3 times.
Found guilty on third degree murder and second-degree manslaughter.
He's once, twice, 3 times the criminal.
So sad.
Like that 3 times the lady?
It was so satisfying to see him get marched out in handcuffs.
It was sad? I thought it was awesome.
I said it was satisfying.
Oh, satisfying. I thought you said sad at first. I didn't hear you. But it's the wind, dude. I got the windows open right now because this is my favorite time of year. Okay, but yeah, back to the Chauvin thing. It was so awesome to see him.
Right, and finally...
But then you know what also was you know what, sir? This is how handcuffs are supposed to work. You put them on like this to handle an arrest, and you don't... Sir, did you notice how you didn't get a knee to your neck with your handcuffs on? Did you notice how you didn't get that?
Well, the blowback I saw was, could you imagine if just George Floyd did not resist arrest and handle it like Derek Chauvin did?
I blocked. I deleted all those people last year. I can't even fuck with people like that anymore. I'm done.
For the most part, I think people agreed with the sentence. I know I have a really conservative roommate, and he actually agreed with it.
That's good. I'm just hoping that people aren't gonna just start saying, look, the justice system works, and like you won, like get over it. And it's like, I hope that the justice system continues to work in the manner in which it's supposed to work. Because it seemed like, didn't it seem to you that it was an awfully long trial for a murder that was filmed? It's like, this shouldn't even have had to have taken this long. It was fucking filmed.
But the defense was so weak on his case.
Yeah.
He had bad lawyers.
Right.
But,
and a lot of credit goes to Keith Ellison, because he's the one that made sure that the prosecutions, that their side was so strong, that their case was so strong. Like, and they were strong. I mean, they were amazing.
Lost my train of thought there.
Oh, sorry.
I'll go get it back.
Sorry.
I think one of our friends said best on social media. He said, well, yeah, there's accountability, but there's not justice, because far too many of these cases go the other way.
Right.
The police get off 95% of the time.
Yeah. I mean, can you even name all the names?
No.
Yeah. No one can name all the names of, like, in a way, all of those people who are no longer with us, who did not get fair trials, who did not get an outcome like this outcome. In a way, they all kind of got justice, but it would have been great if they all got individual justice,
Right. Did you get a little emotional hearing this?
Yeah.
Because I know.
I had to pull over and take a break. Because I was like, oh my God. Because I was like waiting on the edge of my seat. They kept saying, the verdict's coming up quick. The verdict's coming up quick. It's going to be any minute now. They're going to announce it. And it was like taking forever. And then I was like, oh, thank God. Thank God. Thank God.
And it wasn't really happy. It wasn't like happy tears. It was just, I don't know, just kind of like a relief.
Yeah, it was like finally something worked the way it was supposed to work, Yeah. I mean.
And did you see Biden's speech after, or did you hear Biden's speech after?
I only heard bits and pieces of it, but I did hear Kamala talking about it. Because they both did speeches, and her speech I really liked too. I found her speech very moving. She impresses me all the time, more and more. Like, every day I'm like, oh my gosh, when I grow up, I want to be like you.
Well, I think she's gonna be president.
So do I. That's what I say. That's what I say every time she talks. I'm like, I can't wait until you're our president. I can't wait. I'm just gonna love it. I'm gonna love it so much.
So that goes into that, but while that went down, while the news of him being found guilty, Derek Chauvin, police in Columbus, Ohio, shot a 15-year-old Ma'Khia Bryant. And did you see that video of when she was lunging at the other girl with the knife?
Thought that she was 13. Am I wrong?
Really? She was 13.
I thought she was a 13-year-old girl. No, I did not see the video, but
that one was kind of tough, because she was right on top of the other girl, lunging at her with a large knife, and the officer did.
I get it, but I get that, like, if you have a weapon, okay, I do understand that part of it. I don't understand how the only thing that can stop a teenager with a knife is killing her. I don't understand that part.
You would think in this day and age with technology that there'd be some kind of weapon that you could have subdue somebody really quickly.
Or you would think that if a grown adult obviously has more experience on this planet than a 13-year-old, you would think that they could like outsmart the 13-year-old and like do something, like be like, all right, we're gonna. I mean, where's the taser in that situation? Why didn't they taser? I don't. Why couldn't you like? If she only had a knife, isn't there an argument of you don't bring a knife to a gunfight or something like that? Like, if you know that you have a better weapon, okay, then I don't understand why there's such fear and why you have to pull a gun out and shoot somebody if you know you're only up against a knife. If you're up against a knife, then, I mean, couldn't you do, and if you've had training too, both in the military and in the police academy, how can you not overcome a 13-year-old with a knife?
Don't you think that's this one was gray? It was really gray. Because,
I get it
because she was kind of.
I get that, and I'd probably feel different. Okay, if somebody told me that this was like a 25-year-old with a knife, okay, then I probably would feel a lot differently. But how can you not fucking outsmart a teenager with a knife? I don't get that. I guess I don't get that.
No, I mean, every situation is different, and we say this all the time. We don't bag on the cops. Most police are good people, but it's
right.
Just, and I'm not saying this officer, in this case, in Ohio,
yeah,
he could have handled it better. I don't know.
I don't know enough about it, but I did want to say really quick about one thing about like the whole George Floyd case also. So I don't know if you heard this, but there's a mural in Houston that got vandalized.
Right.
That the vandal, had spray painted over it, N-word, lives don't matter. And I mean, I feel that this is a clear example of what people who scream Blue Lives Matter over the whole Black Lives Matter movement. I personally think I've always felt this, and I could be wrong. It could be, that I'm just too fucking liberal or whatever. But I really feel that that's what they really say when they say Blue Lives Matter. Like, that's what they're really trying to say. But they know that they can't say racial slurs. But to me, that's what their message is.
Right, that's the way it comes across.
Yeah, and it's like, and it's after something like this, I think we have an example of it now. And I'm like, go ahead and fucking explain this one then.
Well, they would say that doesn't speak for all people.
Well, then, I didn't hear anyone saying, you know what? Like, I'm a Blue Lives Matter person. They have a lot of nerve fucking spray painting this stuff. This is bullshit. Where were those people to stand up and say that then?
Yeah,
they sit silent. They're silent all the fucking time. They're silent. They're silent because they're okay with it. It's the same reason that Donald Trump still got as many fucking votes as he did. They're okay with it. They're okay with that.
Right.
It doesn't make them uncomfortable.
Right, like the fact that George Floyd might have been on drugs. Well, it was an overdose, or he had a prior conviction, or if anything. Well, he should have complied, or
all their stupid fucking excuses. Yeah. I even had one person say to me, "Well, he did porn tapes too." What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
So does that mean
he's on Pornhub? You can look up his him having sex on porn. Who the fuck cares?
Do you know how many blonde bimbos in Los Angeles would deserve to die then?
Right? I mean, my God.
Does that mean like anybody on OnlyFans deserves to die?
It's so fucking ridiculous. The fucking double standards are so ridiculous.
Did you hear? And this wasn't admitted in the George Floyd case, but Derek Chauvin, there's a video of him putting down a 14-year-old, throws him to the ground so hard that the kid needs stitches to close the wound in his head. And then he kneeled on that kid for 14 minutes while the kid said, "I can't breathe."
Jesus.
The Department of Justice is looking into pressing charges on that one, too.
Good. They should.
Kid survived. But...
And was that child also African American?
Yes.
I mean, this guy clearly has a pattern. Doesn't that show a pattern?
Right. Why wasn't he fired then?
Right. Especially... How old did you say the kid was? 14?
14.
Jeez.
Oh, God. I think we've all just become, not we collectively, we've become so violent. Like, I watched that movie Unhinged. Russell Crowe.
Yeah, I watched that, yeah.
And that just goes to show, like, because that guy had no empathy at all. He lost his mind over, somebody honking on him.
I didn't really like the movie. Like, I didn't really like the acting. Like, I didn't think the actors were that great. No offense. I mean, they weren't, I guess they did their job. But, I didn't like Russell Crowe's fat suit, which I knew was a fucking fat suit. I'm like, you know what? He did put on weight, but he didn't get that fucking fat, all right? I mean, it was obviously a fat suit. I even had an argument with a coworker over that one because they're like, no, he's like a fat pig now. I'm like, no, he ain't that fucking fat. Anyways.
And the ending was kind of unrealistic.
It was, yeah. I felt like the movie was a remake of a poorly attempt at a remake of the movie Falling Down with Michael Douglas, which I really did like. I mean, because that showed someone who lost their mind due to fucking summer heat and being stuck in traffic, and that can happen to the best of us, folks. Folks, that happens to me almost on the daily. Driving is a real motherfucker.
And this is the one time that somebody gets shot by the police and he didn't die. He shot him in the shoulder.
Oh, right?
And
well, then maybe this should be used in police training. Maybe this movie should be like, this is what you're supposed to do when you're dealing with someone that you're trying to stop, okay? And we don't want you killing people.
Unhinged is required watching.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Because it's also kind of a punishment.
Okay.
In a way.
Now, while we're on the subject, police killings by country, officer-involved deaths. Where do you think we rank?
Well, I would, because I live here and the news from the media all the time, I would say number one.
That's what you would say. But
I would say we are number one, folks.
Okay, that's not true, though.
We're not number one.
No.
Okay.
We rank fourth, actually.
Okay.
Almost tied for the lead. It's only by a dozen or so. The Philippines is the leader. Now, Philippines, they had the problem with the what they call the prime minister or the president, whatever they call them.
Don't they have a dictator there?
Yeah, he's the one. He's the one.
He's like,
they just go out and execute all the drug dealers there.
Okay. Yeah.
Venezuela is number 2 with all the uprisings and stuff.
The socialist, the country that we cannot become. We don't want to be like socialist Venezuela.
No, yeah. But that was, a lot of their killings had to do with the uprising against the government.
But I mean, that's what I know of because they always compare. They argue that.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Under Biden, we're supposed to turn to Venezuela.
Right.
Yeah. So that doesn't mean police counts are going to go up.
Well, if we have to tie with number 2, I guess they're going to have to, right?
Yeah. Number 3, Syria.
That country is a fucking hot mess. So we're
Number 4.
in number 4 behind all these fucking hot mess countries.
Now, to be fair, we're way behind those 3 countries.
Way?
Way. But still.
Okay.
In 4th place.
Tell me the numbers.
It was 5,000 and something for Philippines and Venezuela, 3,000 something for Syria, and 1,100 and something for the United States.
Okay.
But when we get to the wealthy countries, where do you think we rank? Well, that's obvious where we rank. We rank number 1.
We are number 1 in the world's richest country on the planet. Because even one of our states is number 5. That would be California. California is the world's 5th richest economy. United States number 1. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so
go on.
Per capita of 10 million people, there's 33.5 deaths by police. Coming in second is Canada at 9.8.
Wait, what did you say we were? We're
33.5.
33, and then they're only 9?
Per 10 million. 9.8 by 10 million.
Wow.
Now, Japan,
that's quite a drop.
Now, Japan, it's only 0.2 per 10 million.
Oh, wow.
So, I don't know. Don't you think that has to do maybe with something with training? I don't know. Or is our crime rate that much higher? I don't know. That's kind of crazy, though.
Right. Hey, we kick their ass in death by police, but they kick our ass in healthcare and in education.
But true.
Why is that? Wait a second. Didn't I just give a compliment to them and not to us by saying that? Whoopsie.
Well, maybe the better healthcare saves more people that get attacked by police. I don't know.
Or maybe when you live in a country that actually gives a shit about you and your well-being and your health and all that, maybe that makes you a nicer person. Maybe that makes you a happier person. Like not just nicer, but maybe it makes you a happy person who cares about your life and you're like, I'm not going out like that. Like, I'm not going to do anything that might get me killed by the police if I'm like a happy person. I don't know.
Well, and then the guns per capita, too, are a lot less.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure that's the real reason. I mean, don't we kick you in your study? And maybe this is for next time, but there's got to be something. Are we like the only country that has more guns than people in it?
I believe so.
We've got to be. We've got to be kicking ass in gun ownership.
I think
we've got to be number 1.
I think Sweden or something is up there too, but
but I don't know that the residents of Sweden actually have more guns than they do people in their country. We do. We nail that down. We have more guns than Americans in America.
But there's got to be some kind of correlation to the amount of violence in the United States. I mean, we have more mass shootings. We have more police-related killings.
In fact, we have so many guns that we supply Mexico, the Mexican cartels with their guns. That's where they get them from. They get them from us.
Well, isn't the cartel just coming across the border freely? If you believe Fox News.
They come over here to get their guns, and then they go back. Like, I watched this undercover documentary. Like, all the guys like had the voice change and the faces blotted out because they don't want the fucking cartels to kill them. But they talk about coming over here, getting guns, and taking them back there all the time. That's where they get all their guns. It's from us because they know that guns are so free here. You can get Oh, MJ, I gotta tell you, I gotta always bring this up because remember when you were almost gonna do it, when you almost pulled the trigger, so to speak, on ordering your AR-15 through the mail. How long was that gonna take again for you to get an AR-15?
Oh, a couple weeks.
Oh, I thought it was like 3 days or whatever. Like you could have it in 3 days.
Well, guns are hard to come by. I mean, there's nothing like having a Democrat in the White House to make guns, very rare. I mean, and ammo.
So you're telling me now that you can't get, so now we can't get guns? Because we have Biden as president, or?
They're harder to get because there's less of the
demand went up. Okay, so that's the only reason why it's hard to get them now. But like, if there was like, so let's say we had a Republican in the office right now, I could get a gun next day to me.
Do you think secretly the NRA pumps money into the Biden campaign because they know it'd be good business for them?
Dude, that's what I thought for years. I have thought for years that I'm like, secretly, like the NRA secretly donates to every Democrat when they're running, like, because they're like, fuck yeah, this will make gun sales go up. You won't be able to find a gun. There will be so many of them being sold. Ah. Chris
Murphy is going to become president someday because of that. Because he is so anti-gun that NRA would love to have him in office because...
Oh my God.
Just gun sales would go through the roof. Okay. What else happened this week? Pat Tillman was killed 17 years ago on April 22nd.
Pat Tillman. I love Pat Tillman.
Now...
Have you seen the Pat Tillman story?
No, but...
It should be required by all people to watch this documentary.
Netflix?
I don't think I think I watched it on HBO, actually. But you can probably get it on HBO Max.
The story about it, though, I didn't really realize the extent of the friendly fire incident.
You didn't?
That he was shot twice in the head from within 10 yards, and then they burned his uniform and they burned his journal. If
you watch the Tillman story, it talks about all of it. It gets even more disgusting. So what they do is the family of Pat Tillman wanted to know what happened because they thought it was fucked up too. Like they were getting all these different, like there's logs of all this stuff. And so they were getting this different information. And then they were promised a hearing of sorts to explain to them what happened, right? And Donald Rumsfeld came to speak to the family. And guess what happened? They didn't fucking learn anything else new. Like, they didn't tell them anything. They wasted their time. They had this whole thing, and they said the same fucking bullshit. All they wanted to know was what happened to their son. But here's some interesting facts on what happened before Pat Tillman. He came home on a leave, and he went on Noam Chomsky's show. Right. You know who Noam Chomsky is, right?
And Tillman was really against the war.
He went on. I have my own conspiracy theories about this. He went on Noam Chomsky's show and talked about being in the war before he had to go back, before he went back to deployment. Right? That's what they call it. So, and he told Noam Chomsky, honestly, when I signed up for this, I thought I was doing a good thing. He goes, because all my family served in the military. He goes, but now I don't know what we're doing over there. My theory is that, and I hate to fucking say this, I hate to say things like this. I hate to think this way because I'm an American and I hate to think these things about my government and whatnot. But I think that because he was such a high figure and because they tried to lie about everything that happened, It wouldn't surprise me if this was done on fucking purpose. Like, because before they shot him, he kept yelling out, he goes, "I'm Pat fucking Tillman." And they still shot him. And I'm like, dude, here's someone who is an Arizona Cardinal that already went on a radio show and talked about that he didn't know why we were even over there. And then what if he came home and still talked more stuff? We need to shut this person up. That's my own personal belief. I mean, I have no proof. There's no way of even proving that. There's no way of doing it. But
well, it was rather suspicious.
It's just weird. It's fucking weird.
Like, why would you remove his uniform and burn it?
Why would you try to hide all that? Why would you lie at first and say that he got killed by enemy fire, and then you finally decide to come out later? Because what? Because maybe some of the people who served with Pat and said, "I'm not going to fucking lie. I'm not going to do it." What are you going to do? Kill me too? I mean, like, why? I don't understand that. I don't understand why. If you're so fucking honorable, why didn't you just tell the truth in the first place? Why didn't you say, "Look, this is what happened. It sucks. It's unfortunate, but this is what happened." Why'd you make up a whole fucking story?
And the story about friendly fire didn't come out till after his memorial service.
Right, because they tried to say that he got killed by the enemy at first. Like I said, while he was yelling at them, "I'm Pat fucking Tillman. Don't you know who I am?" He was sitting there yelling that before he got shot. It's fucking weird. But one of the most important things about, and the family talks about this in the documentary, they said, and they reiterated this, and I wish all my friends and family, especially the ones who are Cardinals fans, Arizona Cardinals fans, because they all like to post the picture of a real American who served in our military that was a football player, and that you don't kneel, and it's not important, right to kneel for the anthem, and blah, blah, blah. And they always post Pat Tillman against Colin Kaepernick thing. And the family says in the documentary, they say, "We don't want Pat Tillman used for political purposes. We don't want," the brother says it, "I don't want my brother used as a political argument." The family, the mom and the dad say it too. They don't want him fucking used for any political agenda argument. None of it. So that is why I want everyone to have to watch this fucking documentary, because I'm sick and tired of hearing it. I'm like, you realize you're going against the family's wishes when you do shit like this. And you don't even know that because you think you're fucking smarter than everyone and you don't fucking listen to people. And it's disrespectful.
Getting back into that. So going on Bush administration, who that was at the time, this falls into it. Remember when the Chicks, formerly known as the Dixie Chicks, but they dropped the Dixie out of it?
Hell yeah. One of my favorite songs is Goodbye Earl.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you about hitting women. It's a good video too.
But they got a ration of shit and dropped on country radio because they came out as anti-war, which was, a lot of conservatives listen to country music.
Right. Yeah, they were pissed off.
Yeah.
At the Dixie Chicks. Trivia question. Do you know who played Earl in the video?
No.
I do.
Who?
Dennis Franz.
Really?
Yes. I told you I know a bunch of useless knowledge. Do you know who played Wanda?
No.
Lauren Holly.
Goodbye, Earl. Oh, yeah, and then they came out with that song, "I'm Not Ready to Make Nice." I love that song.
I'm still not. I always reference that song. Like, yeah, when I have a fight with a friend or anyone, I'm just like, I'm not ready to make nice. I'm gonna be like, I'm like gonna be like the Dixie Chicks right now. I'm not ready to make nice. I'm not,
The reason why I went down that road is You've heard of Eric Church, right?
Well,
Country
I
guy.
had not heard of Eric Church until you sent me his video or whatever. And then now I am an Eric Church fan.
Yeah, and he's slightly conservative. I would say moderate.
He's actually, so I skimmed over the Rolling Stone article. He's actually, what I would call him is a reasonable fucking person. Like, I wouldn't even slap a label. If they went through some issues with him and then they said his answer and it's like, that's how all of us should think. Like, I can agree with all of that. I can agree with everything that he said, you know? It's like, that's what reasonable people do. Why can't we all just have conversations like that? Why do we need the labels? I personally slap the label on myself because I think it's funny and I'm making a joke about it, you know? I'm like, it's fucking ridiculous.
And so he played the Route 91 festival the night before the Vegas shooting. So he was like the last person to play on Saturday night. The shooting was on Sunday night.
So it's all his fault. Just kidding.
But he's a gun owner, and he came out against the NRA because the NRA, you know, do what they do after every mass shooting.
The NRA, and he's right to come out against the NRA. The entire United States of America should come out against the NRA. The NRA used to be for gun safety. They used to promote gun safety. And then something happened to them where they decided, fuck no, we're in this for the money, you know? And they went, fuck our values. Fuck our values. Kind of like what's happening to like the GOP or the GQP, as I like to call them. Like, they're like, fuck all of our values. Fuck it. We're in it for the money. That's what they do. That's who they are.
Well, Eric Church, he released a triple album this week, Heart and Soul. And he has a song, Stick That in Your Country song. And it's all about income inequality and, you know, teachers not getting paid enough and what they have to deal with. And
I know.
For a country artist to come out with those kind of stances, you know, that's pretty ballsy of him.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm like, I like people with balls for good. Like, I don't like people that are just like ballsy and mean, but it's like, if there's a point to you laying your balls out there, putting your balls on the line, then fuck yeah, I totally agree with that. I listened to the song and I was like, oh, this is gonna piss some people off. But they should get pissed off and they should feel fucking uncomfortable. That is the fucking point.
Yeah, well, this, you know, for him, this song didn't chart very good. You know, so it's not very popular as a country song because it's not.
That's probably why I like it too. I'll admit it. I'm not a huge country music fan, but okay, yeah, that's probably why I like it too.
I like he's more like old school country, like the Willies and the Whalens and stuff like that.
Fun fact: do you know that I don't possess the picture? My sister has it, but I am in a picture with Waylon Jennings, his wife, and Shooter Jennings.
Oh.
Swear to God.
Can you get a copy of that?
I should. Next time I'm at my sister's house, I will take a picture of the picture because she has it proudly displayed. That's cool. And you know why she has the picture is because, like, she's the younger one, so she was the cuter one, and I was, like, a really shy kid, so I'm standing off to the side all nervous, and he's, like, standing there hugging my sister. Waylon Jennings, by the way, people, like, we got to go on the Wallace and Ladmo show. That's how we got to meet him. So my Girl Scout troop was on the Wallace and Ladmo show. My sister wasn't even in my troop. She got to come. Guess what? Guess who won a Ladmo bag that day? My sister. I was like, she's not even... How does she get she sat in the lucky seat, so she got the Ladmo bag.
That's kind of like that lady who won the jewelry from Sharon Osbourne.
My sister's that lady. I was going all Sharon Osbourne on my sister.
Did you see Sharon on Bill Maher last week?
I did. I like the Osbournes though. I like Sharon Osbourne. One of my favorite quotes actually about guns comes from Ozzy Osbourne. Have you ever heard his guns? Okay, I want to try to do the impersonation, okay? If guns don't kill people and people kill people, then when we go to war, why don't we just send the people?
I fucking love Ozzy.
So do I. But it's like, that's fucking total common sense. Yeah, stop with your stupid fucking ridiculous sayings, people on the right. You guys are insane. You're goddamn.
God, oh, God. I heard something similar to that about guns that kill people this morning, and I'm not going to be able to remember what it was.
Well, or you just use it against them. Remember the March for Our Lives and the guy and his daughter? A gun saved my daughter's life. And so I thought, oh, wait a second. I thought guns didn't kill people. I thought people killed people. How in the fuck does a gun save a life then? He didn't know what to say. He walked off.
Speaking of stupidity and guns, Ted Nugent was in the news this week.
You're right. Check and check. Stupidity. Check. Guns. Check.
Ted Nugent. COVID is fake. It's a scam.
Also gonorrhea. Check. Right? Syphilis. Check.
Underage women. Check.
He's so gross.
Hey, why Matt Gates' defense should be he listened to too much Ted Nugent growing up.
Oh my God. Don't tell him that. He'd probably get off on that. That is like child abuse.
Ted Nugent rules.
I like Ted Nugent songs and stuff.
So Ted Nugent got COVID. Scam, fake.
I don't want to be mean here, but I guess I will. I am not going to feel the least bit sad if Ted Nugent ends up with the long hauler symptom of ED. I am not going to feel one bit bad. I don't wish it on you, Ted, but all I'm going to say is karma's a bitch. And just maybe you shouldn't be able to fuck anymore. I'm sure your wife would also be hoping that too. I mean, if I was her, I would.
Yeah, I mean, I want anything bad to happen to Ted Nugent, but Uncle Ted, but it is kind of satisfying when one of these COVID deniers gets it and it hits them hard.
Well, it's just kind of like, I mean, I won't really say that it's satisfying because, like, I don't really encourage disease to keep spreading. Like, that's not the point. I was thinking that all of us as human beings were on the page where we don't want to spread diseases. But it's like, it's also kind of like, dude, we fucking told you. We told you that no one's fucking lying to you. Nobody made up this fucking hoax to like be like, you know what? We hate conservatives so much. We want to start making them wear masks. Because us as liberals all along, we've been secretly dying to put masks on our face. We've been dying to walk around with masks and whatnot and get a new vaccine. We've been like, when are we going to be able to wear masks and get a new vaccine out there? And so we concocted this whole thing to get you guys to have to do this. I mean, that's what fucking is the most irritating thing about this. It's like, bitch, we told you. Scientists told you.
Well, I don't need a mask because God will protect me. Well, then why do you need a gun to go get a sandwich?
Right. Why doesn't God protect you and you don't need no fucking guns? You don't need shoes because, you could step on rocks, but God's going to protect you. You don't need anything if you've got God on your side, right? That's the holy grail.
You hear about the lady who went to Home Depot? This is off topic, but she went in and they stole a bunch of security cameras, those Ring doorbells. And because Home Depot requires masks, she had the mask down below her chin.
Oh, a chin diaper?
Now, if you're going to go steal a bunch of security cameras...
Wouldn't you want to wear the mask?
Yeah. That's the point being. Wouldn't you wear the mask at that point?
You should have went in there with a whole ski mask on, because you'd have been like, well, I'm extra protecting myself. What if some of my breath goes up near my eyeball? Like I'm extra protecting.
It's not like COVID has gone away. I mean, I looked at the numbers and we're still at the same numbers that we were at in October of last year. And now after October, it went up, it spiked again, and it came back down. But there were still, there's still a high hundreds of people dying every day.
Well, MJ, I have another theory. Now that Biden's in office, I feel like, especially in these states that are Republican controlled, and I hate to always make this a fucking partisan issue, but you assholes are the ones that start it. It's almost like they're actively getting rid of they are, in fact, getting rid of the safety measures. Like they're removing masks, they're opening it back up to 100%, in places like Florida and I think Texas too, right? Hasn't Texas completely opened up? Okay, so these red states are doing that. I think they're actually trying to drive up infection and death rate numbers so they can make Biden look bad. And this is just a conspiracy theory of mine, but I mean, I think they're doing it on purpose because they're like, look, we don't give a fuck. We've all had the vaccine. We're going to get the vaccine. All these idiots, that's what the idiots don't get, who are all anti-vax, anti-mask. The fucking people who are telling you to rip your masks off and fucking get the vaccine or not get the vaccine because you look like a pussy if you get the vaccine and whatnot, and all the other dumbass excuses they come up with. Like, they're the ones who are sitting there. They're staying the fuck home. They're staying away from all the lemmings. They're fucking getting vaccines. And they're wearing masks when they have to go out. Don't kid yourself, folks. And they're like, fuck it. Let them die because it'll just make the Democrats look bad. Because the numbers aren't going down in the direction. They're purposely trying to fuck this over.
Well, and the whole thing is, the argument on the right is that they say that the Democrats are the ones that want to drag this pandemic out. But it's one side not going along with safety measures
or science
that is dragging it out longer. Now, if we had stayed in that shutdown, if we had that hard shutdown for like 6 weeks and just everybody went along with it, we'd probably be off so much better.
I know. We'd be doing good like one of the countries, like New Zealand, that is doing good. We'd be doing good like that.
Or Australia, who's almost done the same thing. They're back to full capacity and they don't have the numbers that we have. Yeah.
I think Australia and New Zealand too, you're allowed to fly freely between those countries with because everything's okay. That was even before the vaccines started rolling out. You were free to fly between the wind. Close the door. You were able to fly between Australia and New Zealand because they had this pact they were doing awesome. So they knew that people were okay. They knew they were safe.
Here in Kingman, the school board voted to not require masks in schools.
Because here in Kingman, we go by what Marjorie Taylor Greene says.
Did you hear though? Because it was vote 3-2, but one of the board members no longer lives in Kingman, which is a no-no.
Oh, yay. Well, isn't that special?
She moved out of state. So her vote should be nullified. I mean, according to the rules.
Nothing here surprises me anymore. It's like, I'm not even fucking shocked by this. I'm like,
I just want concerts back.
I just want to get this over with, yeah, so we can get back to a normal, somewhat normal fucking life. Like, folks, let's get back to going about our business. Let's get your vaccine. Let's go on your merry fucking way so you can do whatever you want. I want to get back to going to the beach.
Hey, do you want to talk to the vaccination lady?
A vaccination lady?
Vaccination lady. The anti-vaccination lady.
Oh, no, she's going to come on. She's planning on coming on our show one of these times.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I think she's planning on coming in person, actually.
Wait, we're gonna have somebody from the other side come on?
Right. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's what because I told her, I mean, she was arguing with me a while ago. And so I told her, I go, well, you need to wait till we have our vaccinations because we're at least protecting ourselves. You know what? Like, you want to roll the dice? That's on you, lady. Yeah. So, yeah.
We're all good now, aren't we?
I think technically, like, isn't it like
14 days
by this weekend we're totally free and clear. Like, we probably were by Monday, actually. But this weekend is the first weekend. Yeah, because I actually get to go hiking with one of my hiking buddies who has she has health issues. So she's like, if I go and hang out with people again, like, you have to have been vaccinated and you have to have been through your full 2 weeks, according to her doctor. So tomorrow is actually the first day that I'm actually going to get to see her and go hiking. I'm so excited. Yeah. So, and that's based off of our date of us getting our vaccine. So I think technically me and you were good as of Monday to where we have finally been through our full 2 weeks. So, yes, this is technically the first weekend, but so I will try to get her on, like, maybe next week's show.
Okay. Or
sometime in May. She's coming. She wants to, she's planning on trying to teach us a thing or two. I'm saying that in quotations right now, folks. She's trying to teach us a thing or two.
She's going to give us the business.
Oh, she's planning on being like, you guys need to learn a thing or two about. She's an expert on life, apparently. Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll see.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome. Okay, well, I guess we're going to wrap this up. I think we'll go get like some gelato at Floyd's.
Yeah, we're going to get gelato, folks. I guess we have gelato in Kingman now. I'm excited.
Okay. Are we going to wear our masks or are we going to?
I'm wearing my fucking Hoffa mask.
Okay.
I'm wearing it. Dude, that's my Kingman mask.
We're still trying to protect those. I'm getting close to ditching it, though. I'm getting close to ditching the mask. Being like, yeah, motherfuckers, you had your chance.
Well, my thing is like, and I've been, ever since my mom told me about my cousin Jimmy's quote. Like, okay, I'm going to continue to wear my mask until everyone has been given the opportunity to get the vaccine. And they tell us that we no longer need to wear masks because everyone's been given the opportunity. To which, that point, I will be like, okay, the people who are left are the ones that don't give a shit anyways. So they're not going to be wearing masks or doing any safety protocols. So they don't really care if I am able to. I mean, the science is still out, right? If you're able to be a carrier of the vaccine, but it does absolutely not affect you, but you can still give it to other people. Like, the science is still out, but it's like, hey, if you don't care, if you can still get the vaccine from a healthy, vaccinated person like me, then I guess I don't care either. Because, I mean, I don't know what else to do, but I'm not going to keep going on and trying to protect people who don't give a shit anyways, right. So it's like,
well, we gotta get the herd immunity somehow,
right? And so to quote my cousin Jimmy, I am not the one that said this, but my cousin Jimmy said, fuck them. They can just die then. I mean, like, he's more hardcore than me. I would prefer to be like, fuck him, let him get ED then. Won't that make him breathe less? I mean, we will have less of them then, right? I mean, okay. So, I don't want to wish anything bad on anyone. That's the bleeding heart in me. But it's like, hey, you also can't, like, save... If somebody wants to jump out in front of a bus... Are you going to jump with them? I mean, are you going to... But no, I'm going to try to not... I'm going to try to, like, wave to the bus driver and be like, please don't kill them. But, like, you can't...
Well, God will save them.
Right, yeah. If they have God on their side, then won't God swoop down and rescue them and,
You think.
Yeah, so...
I mean,
okay. Yeah.
Well, on that note, we'll wrap this up. And we will talk to you next weekend.
Bye, y'all. Have a great rest of your weekend.
Okay, bye.
Bye.